CTV News at 11:30. Climbing costs. The city of Timmins looks to borrow $40 million for a long-term care facility. Plus, growing Ontario's forestry sector.
This information will be used certainly by forest industry, forest managers, but fish and wildlife managers, fire managers as well, to map out fire risk across the province.
The new technology being used at Sault Ste. Marie's Ontario Forest Research Institute. And putting inclusivity at the finish line.
Regardless of your physical ability, everyone loves to compete, and we love to cheer them on.
Hundreds of students hit the track in Sudbury for a showcase of talent and unity.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. We begin with some breaking news this hour. Crews are on scene of a large residential fire in the greater Sudbury community of Val-Thérèse. This viewer-captured drone footage shows multiple fire crews responding to the blaze. At this time, there is no word on any injuries or details regarding what caused the fire. We have reached out to Sudbury Fire Services for more information and are awaiting a response. It's going to cost more to build the new Golden Manor long-term care facility in Timmins. As CTV's Lydia Chubak tells us, City Council is looking to borrow more than $40 million to cover the cost.
More money is needed for the construction of the new Golden Manor long-term care facility in Timmins. At a recent City Council meeting, members voted unanimously in favor of submitting a loan application through Infrastructure Ontario for $40.2 million.
And because this is simply an approval to submit the application, there'll be another report that'll come to Council in the coming months with the finalized terms and the interest rate that we're going to be locking into when the time comes.
The original loan, approved in 2022, was based on estimated project costs of about $75.7 million. Since then, construction has moved forward and the project is now nearing completion. But rising costs have created the need for additional financing.
The number seems higher than from the initial preliminary budgets, but at the time, everyone understands that as the project comes closer to completion, the number will be higher, and that's where we're at right now.
If approved, total debt related to the project would reach nearly $116 million. Other existing municipal debt includes the medical building next to Timmins and District Hospital, the Timmins Police Service building, and 2 wastewater upgrade loans.
And then even when we include the Golden Manor debt, we are at 27.51% of our annual repayment limit, which is well within our borrowing capacity.
But more cautions that future capital projects could add additional debt pressures in the years ahead.
It definitely has a concern from the perspective of construction costs in Northern Ontario. It seems that costs are exponentially higher, and that is posing a concern on why costs seem to spiral, whether it's in Timmins or Sudbury or Sault Ste. Marie, relative to similar projects in Southern Ontario.
The new 192-bed home will replace the current 177-bed facility. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Timmins police responded to a separate pair of crashes in the city earlier this evening. The first collision happened shortly after 3:30 at the intersection of Highway 655 and Algonquin Boulevard. The area was closed in all directions for nearly 4 hours, reopening just before 7:30. While crews were cleaning up that scene, emergency services were called to Moneta Avenue and Pine Street South just after 6:15. Police say that second crash involved a vehicle and a cyclist. There is no word yet on the extent of injuries in either incident. United Steelworkers Local 6500 says its bargaining committee has reached a tentative deal for workers at Vale. USW 6500 represents around 3,000 employees. The bargaining committee announced this month workers have voted 98% in favor of a strike mandate. Workers will learn details of the deal tomorrow and Thursday. Members will also vote on the agreement Thursday and Friday. New technology used at Sault Ste. Marie's Ontario Forest Research Institute could be critical in expanding the sector across the province. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has the details.
Experts with the Ontario Forest Research Institute have been using LiDAR technology to gather greatly improved information on the province's managed forests.
This information will be used certainly by forest industry, forest managers, but fish and wildlife managers, fire managers as well, to map out fire risk across the province. Potentially other resource industries as well that are interested in maybe constructing their own roads or accessing certain areas of timber. So the applications are endless, essentially.
The province is now providing $14 million to move to the next stage of the work.
Now we are in the very complex process of taking that imagery, that information, and deriving the information about the forest that is used to build the inventory. And that process is going to be ongoing for the next few years to gear up for the beginning of the next forest management planning cycle.
The province's Associate Forestry Minister views Ontario's sustainable forest management system as a source of major bragging rights, saying that the new data, which will be easily available for industry officials, helps continue that trend.
This technology will be another tool for the sector, for the harvesters and the industry to, take all the information that's being gathered, do more effective and more targeted harvesting operations to ensure that they're harvesting in areas where the wood is best suited for harvesting, and leave those areas then that maybe need some more time for growth.
Ontario's managed forests amount to roughly 28 million hectares and bring in over $20 billion in revenue. Holland notes that there is capacity to double the amount that is sustainably harvested in the province, and he believes that technology and data such as this is key in unlocking the other half of Ontario's crown forests. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Sudbury City Council has officially given the green light to a new major development tonight.
All in favor? That is carried. Thank you.
A unanimous vote earlier this evening, councillors approved the four-season concept for the historic Anderson Farm site in Lively. The design includes walking trails, winter skating, and a community sauna. The project now moves to the design phase, with funding to be debated in the upcoming budget cycle. Also tonight, Sudbury City Council heard a report about the recent boil water advisory earlier this month. The advisory, which affected roughly 90,000 residents, was triggered after routine testing detected coliform bacteria at two separate water plants. However, officials told councillors that further investigation strongly suggests those initial results were actually false positives. But the incident has prompted the city to re-examine how public alerts are sent out after several residents said they never received the warning about the advisory. Public Health Sudbury and District's community drug strategy recently shared new data on drug use, drug toxicity deaths, and emergency services. From January to April this year, paramedics responded to 306 calls for suspected opioid-related incidents, up from 122 last year. Emergency room visits for confirmed drug poisonings went from 92 visits in 2025 to 155 in 2026. And deaths from suspected overdoses increased to 48 people from 43. It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions around the region. Still quite mild out there. It was quite a mild day out there across the board. 18 in Sudbury, only 8 in Wawa, some single digits there. Cloudy skies in Kapuskasing. Your full forecast is coming up next.
Have a look at the forecast radar. I think we're in for a half-decent stretch of weather, maybe until Friday when we have the chance of rain. Yeah, a little bit of cloud cover, maybe some scattered showers. There's Thursday. Then Friday, we've got 60% chance of precipitation across the Northeast. Let's have a look. Sudbury Nickel Belt, mainly cloudy as we start things off tomorrow morning, 21 your high. Thursday, 22, sunny skies. Here we go with the chance of showers, 60%. Pretty well the story across the Northeast. Only 21 on Friday. Saturday, sunshine and 21 on Sunday, some sun and cloud and more of the same come Monday to start things off next week. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, mainly sunny tomorrow, 17, 21 on Thursday, sunny skies. Again, chance of showers, only 30% in this case, 21 Friday. Here we go, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, 3 consecutive days of sunny skies, 20, 21 and 19 your temperatures. Good looking weather there. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of showers tomorrow, 40%. Might rain, might not rain, but 40% right now, the odds. 18 your high. Thursday, sunny skies, 21. Better odds here, 60% chance on Friday, 21. 20 Saturday, sunny skies, and sun and cloud Sunday and Monday, 20 and 21 are your daytime highs. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers tomorrow at 30%, 21 once again Thursday, sun and cloud. Friday, how about the 60% chance of showers? Pretty consistent, 20 your high, 20 on Saturday, sun and cloud. More of the same on Sunday and even Monday, so 3 consecutive days, sun and cloud, all 20-degree days. North Bay West Nipissing, chance of showers tomorrow, 30%, 22, 20 on Thursday, mainly sunny. Friday, we've got chance of showers, 60% once again, 20 your high, 19 Saturday, sunny skies, and Sunday and Monday again, sun and cloud. Not a bad forecast, 20 and 19, and hovering around the normal mark for this time of the year because after all, June is just days away. So forecast for the most part for Northeastern Ontario. We've seen a lot worse, trust me, so we'll get through that risk of showers and again on Friday at 60%. So again, that could change between now and the next couple of days. Amanda, back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Mark June 10th on your calendar. It's Armed Forces Day in North Bay, Canada's largest Armed Forces Day event. The day is free for the public and 2,500 students from area schools will be in attendance. This year, the Royal Canadian Air Force is celebrating 75 years of 22-wing Canadian Forces base in the city. This will also mark the last time North Bay will get to see the snowbirds in its current iteration. The festivities get underway at 10 a.m. and run until 2 p.m. weather permitting. Hundreds converged on the Laurentian University campus today for an annual track and field event meant to highlight inclusivity. CTV's Angela Gebel has more.
Students test their athletic abilities, but this track and field meet in Greater Sudbury is more adaptive and inclusive.
This event is specifically designed for our students with special needs that might not be able to participate in their school's regular track meet. So we do the best that we can to have everyone come out and compete and have a great day.
More than 560 students attended the All-Star Athletic Meet at the Laurentian University track on Tuesday. The annual event is for students from Rainbow District School Board and Conseil Scolaire de Grand Nord.
Regardless of your physical ability, everyone loves to compete and we love to cheer them on. So there's huge cheering sections here all day long and it's just a wonderful event so that everyone can participate.
Competitions include long jump, high jump, softball throw, and various distances for running. All abilities participate.
If they race in their wheelchair or in their stroller, we adapt all field events as well so that everyone has an opportunity to be included, and it's a wonderful inclusive event.
When he first started, he was in a wheelchair stroller, so I used to have to run with him and push, and now he's fully mobile and runs all on his own, so for Odin, he doesn't need any assistance. He just needs a little bit of help with direction on which way to run, and I run with him so that way he follows and doesn't turn around and run back to me.
Do you have a favorite?
The racing part.
Yeah, you like running?
Yeah.
How come?
because you get to see how fast he can run.
This is the 23rd year for the event, which was formally called the Challenge Meet. Along with students and staff, families come to support their children and grandchildren. Williamson calls the track meet a big community event that everyone looks forward to every year. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
With high housing costs, a new survey finds many couples are scaling back big celebrations or even asking wedding guests for down payment money instead of traditional gifts. CTV Spencer Turcotte explains.
Ricky, I give you this ring.
Forget the ice sculptures, extravagant venues, and over-the-top wedding extras. A new Royal LePage survey suggests a majority of Canadian couples are willing to skip an expensive wedding celebration to afford the keys to a home. The survey found 82% of respondents would forego or significantly scale back a wedding to put money toward a down payment, while 79% of respondents say they would consider requesting money for a down payment on a home instead of a traditional wedding gift. Jasmine Lycus and her partner from Kitchener put their wedding plans on the back burner altogether.
This was an opportunity that I had where I could purchase a house, and it's like, this may delay if we want to have a wedding at some point, but this is a chance to still live together in town and really build a life together.
An average wedding can cost tens of thousands of dollars, money some couples say could be better spent on entering a competitive housing market, but one that has been more favorable for buyers lately.
So I think a lot of people are going, hey, there's a moment now that we qualify for what we want or close to what we want. We don't want to miss that moment.
Experts say young buyers are increasingly treating condos and starter homes as stepping stones, focusing less on lavish celebrations and more on building long-term equity.
In 2023, the Canadian government put in the First Home Savings Account, which is actually a really, really great account where you get the tax deduction when you put the money in. It grows tax-free.
And while homes in much of the country have become more attainable, wedding prices have not dipped. So this sort of purchase can signify a couple's commitment to each other in a different way.
This is an investment in my future, but also our future collectively as a partnership. And so it made sense for both of us.
Because these days, walking down the aisle has just as much value as walking through the front door of a first home. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Kitchener.
While iron supplements have typically been hard to take, newer treatments are available for iron deficiency. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
Francine Joseph says she was always tired and cold.
Anyone who knows me knows that I have a scarf around me in the office or even walking, even in summertime. So that was one of the symptoms as well.
But then after the birth of her daughter and 2 separate car accidents, her symptoms intensified in 2017.
I was getting constant migraines, feeling super dehydrated, super weak. So my doctor, she ordered me more tests. And then at that point, we realized it's actually iron deficient.
Iron deficiency is one of the most common causes of anemia. And certainly as a primary care physician is something I deal with multiple times a day. Females who menstruate are typically, struggling with anemia.
In fact, 40% of menstruating women suffer from low iron, and it's not just women.
Crohn's and colitis, dietary changes, there's a whole slew of other medical conditions that can cause your iron to be low.
Dr. Christine Palme says low iron can cause fatigue, memory, and concentration problems.
Long-term consequences are cardiovascular complications. You can develop skin changes, nail changes, hair loss, things like that. So much more common than one would think, and certainly something that as primary care we often miss.
Adding iron-rich foods to your diet is a first step.
Step 2 is pharmacological treatment, and there's many things that are available over the counter, and in some cases they work, but they also come with side effects. Many patients can't tolerate the gastrointestinal side effects related to the medications.
But Francine is on a new medication. Acrufer is the only oral iron therapy prescription approved in Canada. She takes that twice a day, and 4 times a year she goes in for iron transfusions. Dr. Palme calls Acrufer a game changer for patients who had severe side effects before.
Point being, patients have a wide variety of options, and just because one fails go back, try another one.
And for Francine, it's allowing her to enjoy life like never before. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
24 of the best young violinists from 18 countries are set to compete in Montreal. CTV's Christine Long strings this story together.
24 of the best violinists aged 17 to 31, hailing from 17 countries. The Concours Musical International de Montréal is one of the most prestigious competitions in the world, says artistic director Shira Gilbert.
We had applications from 250 violinists from 37 countries. We had an online jury that selected the 24.
One of those 24 is Lorenz Karl from Vienna, who plays a very rare instrument.
Quite a world sensation because the wood, the back of the violin consists of wood from New Zealand. It's called kauri wood, their national wood. And this one is supposed to be 30,000 to 50,000 years old.
A very promising talent from South Korea, Hyun Jae Lim, stopped playing after a car accident. She's back on the international stage after a 4-year recovery.
I actually had given up the violin because I never thought I could, play again. But then I think time also helped me and a lot of encouragement from friends and mentors.
This competition is brisk. Over 1 week, each will play a recital, then 10 are selected for longer programs.
We get to meet them all and then see them launch into the world and pursue their careers.
Prizes and grants worth over $150,000 are available. Yet, Justin Saulnier isn't nervous.
The competition is very individual. I think everyone agrees and knows that it's all about the preparation, and then the prize is just the cherry on top.
During the grand finale, artists will join the Montreal Symphony Orchestra on stage.
Major works for violin and orchestra, always very exciting, passionate, virtuosic.
The public is invited to watch and listen to the performances at Bourgie Hall, downtown next to the Museum of Fine Arts, until June 4th.
You still need to play good violin.
Christine Long, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A new reality show will be premiering in the North this weekend. Canada's longest continually running outdoor music festival happens every July in Sudbury, but the nonprofit is sharing some concerns for future years. CTV's Madison Marier tells us more.
Typically, 10,000 people attend the Northern Lights Festival Boreal over the course of 3 days. But recently, the nonprofit shared some financial challenges they've been facing.
We need to prepare because we intend to remain Canada's longest continuously running music festival. We've been at it for 5 decades and we hope that there's 5 more to come. But expenses have risen about 40% over the last couple of years since COVID, and grants and sponsorship remain the same.
There were always festivals that that disappeared. Festivals appear and disappear, right on a regular basis, and it's normal. But at this pace, what we've seen in the past couple of years is really striking. It's just incredible to see that dozens of festivals have closed in Canada, disappeared, paused, canceled, whatever. But we see it each and every week.
Festivals and Major Events Canada says organizers are facing financial challenges across the country, which is why they are lobbying for the federal government to increase funding for festivals.
If we want to raise a festival and we want to have a festival that is sustainable, it takes a village. So it takes, of course, the festival goers, but it takes the city, it takes the province, it takes the federal, it takes sponsors.
We review the budget every year and we make cuts. And a lot of times the cuts come to artists, the artist budget, and the marketing budget. And we try to cut where we can, but there's certain areas where we can't cut.
Northern Lights Festival Boreal says after this year, the festival anticipates changes to the budget, ticket price, and overall scale. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Finally for us tonight, North Bay's Capitol Center will host the premiere screening of a new reality TV show that mixes the behind-the-scenes energy of film production with the fast-paced comedy and drama of a working kitchen. It's called Lights, Camera, Kitchen.
Action! Going into every film is a battle.
The reality show follows two women running a film craft and catering company working on film and TV sets. Business partners Natalia and Lisa are an emerging film craft and catering team working to overcome the daily challenges of feeding cast and crew during demanding production schedules. The free screening is this Saturday at the Capitol Center at 5 p.m. And the broadcast premiere is slated for Thursday on Bell 5 TV1. And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. Thanks for watching. Good night.